Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Skyrim. You will recall last time we completed Dampened Spirits back at Honningbrew Meadery, and then I fast-traveled here back to Heartwood Mill, because it's the easiest way to get to my next target. You'll also recall I grabbed troll fat and one of the Daedra hearts that I've been saving out of the quest items chest back at Lakeview. That's because I need them for this next location. I mentioned that this symbol is an orc stronghold and we'd be going there soon. Well, soon is now. It's time to head to Largashbur, our first orc stronghold, where we will receive a new Daedric quest. Let's get flames back on. Looks like there's an actual path to the place. And there it is. It looks like the orcs have already taken care of business. When you approach Largashbur for the first time, it is under attack by a giant. He's already dead, so let's search his corpse. Here we have discovered Largashbur, so let me take it off my location checklist. Largashbur only has 2 interior zones, but it's got, let me see, 7 residents that will need to pickpocket and talk to, and 2 goats will need to murder for horns.
You have no business here.
This is an unnamed orc.
Outsider, leave at once.
Ugor.
Yes.
Ugur, no. This may be the one we need. We need nothing from outsiders. Yamars will provide for us. We cannot carry on this way. You know we are doomed if we do not do something. Yamars charged me with keeping outsiders away from Largashbur. Would you have me disobey him? You were charged with keeping us inside the walls. Have faith, Ugur. I only wish the best for our tribe. Fine. It's your neck. Forgive Ugur's harsh words. She's merely doing as she's been told.
What's going on here?
Please. Our tribe suffers, and we need help. Our chief Yamars was once a strong and proud warrior. Now he is stricken, cursed. He is weak, and so our tribe is weak. The giants sense this and intrude on our territory. Now they assault our very home. Yamars refuses help, but I sense that you may be just what we need.
What can I do?
Yamars has demanded we stay inside the walls. We cannot leave. I must petition Malacath for relief. This curse must be lifted. But I cannot travel to Malacath's shrine. The ritual must be done here, and I do not have the materials I need. I beg of you, can you bring me troll fat and a Daedra heart? I have no wish to depend on a stranger, but I have no choice.
Started the Cursed Tribe. Bring troll fat and a Daedra heart to Atub. Who is Malacath?
You do not know Malacath? He is the keeper of oaths, the master of curses. He is quick to anger and slow to forgive. One who wrongs Malacath is one who will endure great torment in return. He demands loyalty and strength from his orcs. We have tried to please him, but he is now angry with us, and so we suffer.
Here are the things you asked for.
Excellent. Now, you must come with me. You become a part of this. You must be present for the ritual.
Observe Atub's ritual. The Cursed Tribe. The orcs of Largashbur are besieged by giants and have been forbidden to leave their stronghold. Atub, the wise woman of the tribe, has asked me to find her troll fat and a Daedra heart so that she may contact Malacath for guidance. We'll observe the ritual in a minute. Let's talk to everyone else first.
Malacath blesses this land for the orcs. and the orcs alone.
Here's Ugor, 1 of 7.
We won't kill you, Outlander, but we don't want you here. You have no business in our stronghold, Outlander. We won't kill you, Outlander. We don't want you here.
Alright, 6 to go. Gularzov.
We have sworn loyalty to Yamars. He will see us through these dark times. We have sworn loyalty to Yamars. He will see us through these dark times.
Alright, 5 to go. Unnamed orc.
By the ash pit, we can't go on like this.
Mob.
By the ash pit, we can't go on this.
Alright, that leaves 4. Let's kill these 2 goats. Because horns.
What was that?
Oop.
Your
Need to be substantially better hidden, it would seem.
someone there. Time to hit.
Damn. Well, we'll worry about that in a minute. Let's check around the Longhouse here. Wood chopping block in back. We have a master locked chest, which I guess I'll go ahead and work on. Come on, come on, come on. Damn. What can I say? Master locks are hard to open. Come on. I also don't quite know why it's running at 50. Damn. Instead of 60 frames per second. It's definitely making it harder though. Just getting lucky is one easy way to do it. There's 99 lock picking. one rank to go. Let's check out the cellar. Lots of stuff to steal. It's always exciting. And I don't think anyone ever comes down here, so I don't need to worry about sneaking either. Brief History of the Empire V4 we've read. Brief History of the Empire V2 and V1 we've read all of those. Oh, a bar. What do we know? Guess the orcs need to drink too. Here's a novice chest. And another set of shelves. Let's go over here now. We've read Biography of Baron Zaya, Red Wolf Queen B2. Oh, here's a new book. Battle of Red Mountain. It's a block skill book. So we'll take Battle of Red Mountain off my list. And let's take a glance at free skill boosts. There are 6 block boosts left. 2 skill books to find and a whopping 4 quests. The Battle of Red Mountain and the Rise and Fall of the Tribunal. The following is a transcript of the words of Lord Vivek, addressed to a dissident priest, Malur O'Main, who confronted Vivek with the Ashlander traditions surrounding the Battle of Red Mountain and with prophecies of the Nerevarine, and to unnamed magistrates of the Inquisition who joined Vivek in interrogating the dissident priest. Who can clearly recall the events of the distant past? But you have asked me to tell you in my own words the events surrounding the Battle of Red Mountain, the birth of the Tribunal, and the prophecies of a Nerevar reborn. Here is what I can tell you. When the Chimer first abandoned the herds and tents of their nomadic ancestors and built the first great houses, we loved the Daedra and worshipped them as gods. But our brethren, the Dwemer, scorned the Daedra and mocked our foolish rituals, and preferred instead their gods of reason and logic. So the Chimer and Dwemer were always at bitter war, until the Nords came and invaded Resdayn. Only then did the Chimer and Dwemer put away their strife and join together to cast out the invaders. Once the Nords were driven out, General Nerevar of the Chimer and General Dumac of the Dwemer, who had come to love and respect one another, resolved to make peace between their peoples. In that time I was but a junior counselor to Nerevar, and Nerevar's queen, Almalexia, and his other favorite counselor, Sothasil, always doubted that such a peace might long survive, given the bitter disputes between Chimer and Dwemer. But by negotiation and compromise, Nerevar and Dumac somehow managed to preserve a fragile peace. But when Dagothur, Lord of House Dagoth, and trusted as a friend by both Nerevar and the Dwemer, brought us proof that High Engineer Kagranak of the Dwemer had discovered the heart of Lorkhan, and that he had learned how to tap its powers and was building a new god, a mockery of Chimer faith and a fearsome weapon. We all urged Nerevar to make war on the dwarves and to destroy this threat to Chimer beliefs and security. Nerevar was troubled. He went to Dumac and asked if what Dagothur said was true. Kagranak took great offense, and asked whom Nerevar thought he was, that he might presume to judge the affairs of the Dwemer. Nerevar was further troubled, and made pilgrimage to Holamayan, the sacred temple of Azura, and Azura confirmed that all that Dagothur said was indeed true, and that the creation of a new god of the Dwemer should be prevented at all costs. When Nerevar came back and told us what the goddess had said, we felt our judgments confirmed, and again counseled him to war, chiding Nerevar for his naive trust in friendship, and reminding Nerevar of his duty to protect the faith and security of the Chimer against the impiety and dangerous ambitions of the Dwemer. Then Nerevar went back to Vardenfell one last time, hoping that negotiations and compromise might once again preserve the peace, but this time the friends Nerevar and Dumac quarreled bitterly, and as a result the Chimer and Dwemer went to war. The Dwemer were well defended by their fortress at Red Mountain, but Nerevar's cunning drew most of Dumac's armies out into the field and pinned them there, while Nerevar, Dagoth-Ur, and a small group of companions could make their way into the Heart Chamber by secret means. There, Nerevar the Chimer King met Dumac the Dwarf King, and they both collapsed from grievous wounds and draining magics. With Dumac fallen, and threatened by Dagoth-Ur and others, Cagranac turned his tools upon the heart, and Nerevar said he saw Cagranac and all his Dwemer companions at once disappear from the world. In that instant, Dwemer everywhere disappeared without a trace. But Cagranac's tools remained, and Dagoth-Ur seized them, and he carried them to Nerevar, saying, "That fool Cagranac has destroyed his own people with these things. We should destroy them right away, lest they fall into the wrong hands." But Nerevar was resolved to confer with his queen and his generals, who had foreseen that this war would come, and whose counsel he would not ignore again. "I will ask the tribunal what we shall do with them, for they have had wisdom in the past that I had not. Stay here, loyal Dagoth-Ur, until I return." So Nerevar told Dagoth-Ur to protect the tools and the heart chamber until he returned. Then Nerevar was carried to us where we waited on the slopes of Red Mountain, and he told us all that had transpired under Red Mountain. What Nerevar had said was that the Dwemer had used special tools to turn their people into immortals, and that the heart of Lorkhan held wondrous powers. Only later did we hear from others present that Dagoth-Ur had thought the Dwemer destroyed, not made immortal, and no one knows for sure what really happened there. After hearing Nerevar, we gave our counsel as he requested, proposing we should preserve these tools in trust for the welfare of the Chimer people, and who knows, perhaps the Dwemer are not gone forever, but merely transported to some distant realm, from which they may some day return to threaten our security once again. Therefore we need to keep these tools, to study them and their principles, so that we may be safe in future generations. And though Nerevar voiced his grave misgivings, he was willing to be ruled by our council under one condition, that we all together should swear a solemn oath upon Azura that the tools would never be used in the profane manner that the Dwemer had intended. We all readily agreed and swore solemn oaths at Nerevar's dictation. So then we went with Nerevar back into Red Mountain and met with Dagoth-Ur. Dagoth-Ur refused to deliver the tools to us, saying they were dangerous and we could not touch them. Dagoth-Ur seemed to be irrational, insisting that only he could be trusted with the tools, and then we guessed that he had somehow been affected by his handling of the tools. But now I feel sure that he had privately learned the powers of the tools, and had in some confused way decided he must have them for himself. Then Nerevar and our guard resorted to force to secure the tools. Somehow Dagoth-Ur and his retainers escaped, but we gained the tools, and delivered them to Sotha-Sil for study and safekeeping. For some years we kept the oaths we swore to Azura with the Nerevar, but during that time, in secret, Sotha-Sil must have studied the tools and divined their mysteries, and at last he came to us with a vision of a new world of peace, with justice and honor for nobles, and health and prosperity for the commoners, with the tribunal as immortal patrons and guides. And dedicating ourselves to this vision of a better world, we made a pilgrimage to Red Mountain and transformed ourselves with the power of Cagranac's tools. And no sooner than we had completed our rituals and begun to discover our newfound powers, the Daedra Lord Azura appeared and cursed us for our forsworn oaths. By her powers of prophecy she assured us that her champion, Nerevar, true to his oath, would return to punish us for our perfidy, and to make sure such profane knowledge might never again be used to mock and defy the will of the gods. But Sotha-Sil said to her, "The old gods are cruel and arbitrary, and distant from the hopes and fears of Mer. Your age is past. We are the new gods, born of the flesh, and wise and caring of the needs of our people. Spare us your threats and chiding, inconstant spirit. We are bold and fresh, and will not fear you." And then, in that moment, all Chimer were changed into Dunmer, and our skins turned ashen and our eyes into fire. Of course, we only knew at that time that this had happened to us, but Azura said, "This is not my act, but your act. You have chosen your fate and the fate of your people, and all the Dunmer shall share your fate, from now to the end of time. You think yourselves gods, but you are blind, and all is darkness. And Azura left us alone in darkness, and we were all afraid, but we put on brave faces and went forth from Red Mountain to build the new world of our dreams. And the new world we shaped was glorious and generous, and the worship of the Dunmer fervent and grateful. The Dunmer were at first afraid of their new faces, but Sothasil spoke to them, saying that it was not a curse but a blessing, a sign of their changed natures, and sign of the special favor they might enjoy as new Mer, no longer barbarians trembling before ghosts and spirits, but civilized Mer, speaking directly to their immortal friends and patrons, the three faces of the tribunal. And we were all inspired by Sothasil's speech and vision, and took heart. And over time, we crafted the customs and institutions of a just and honorable society, and the land of Resdain knew millennia of peace, equity, and prosperity unknown to other savage races. But beneath Red Mountain, Dagothur had survived, and even as the light of our bold new world shined ever more brightly, beneath Red Mountain the darkness gathered, a darkness that was close kin to the bright light that Sothasil coaxed from the heart of Lorcan with the tools of Kagranak. As the darkness grew, we fought it, and crafted walls to confine it, but we never could destroy it, for the source of the darkness was the same source as the source of our own divine inspiration. And in these latter days of Morrowind, reduced to a subjugated province of the Western Empire, as the glory of the temple fades, and the dark tide rises from Red Mountain, we are reminded of Azura and her promised champion's return. We have waited, blind and in darkness, mere shadows, drained of our ardent vision, in shame of our folly, in fear of our judgment, and in hope of our deliverance. We do not know if the Outlander claiming to fulfill the prophecies of the Nerevarine is our old companion Nerevar reborn, or a pawn of the Emperor, or a cat's paw of Azura, or some simple twist of fate. But we insist you adhere to temple doctrine, and conform to the strictures dividing the hieroglypha from the apocrypha, and that you not speak that which must not be spoken openly. Act as a dutiful priest should, in accordance with your vows of obedience to the canons and archcanons, and all will be forgiven. Defy me, and you will know what it is to stand against a god. Vivek. Well, there you go. We've read Mystery of Talara V1, read Brief History of the Empire, we've read Song of Pelennor. Anyway, that book should be familiar to any Morrowind alums. God, I love that game. I may just have to skip Oblivion and do Morrowind, because I like Morrowind a lot better. Anyway, that's it for the cellar, so let's head back outside. Now we have other buildings here, namely 3 shacks. Here's the first. This looks like a smithing shack. I think I even hear the smith working outside. Lots of orcish equipment here. And here is the smith, Garak.
We have angered Malacath, and so we must be punished. We have angered Malacath, and so we must be punished.
3 more people to find. Here's a second building. It's like a tanning shack or something of the sort. And one other building. This one actually has a door. It's an alchemy shack. Here's another new book, Hanging Gardens. This one is very rare, if I remember right. But I think this is a set copy here. So, let's give it a read. Hanging Gardens of Waston Corridale. This book was apparently written in Dwemer and translated to Aldmeris. Only fragments of the Aldmeris is readable, but it may be enough for a scholar of Aldmeris to translate fragments of other Dwemer books. Guide Altmer Estriel led with foot flames for the town center where lay dead the quadrangular gardens, asked the foundations and chains and vessels their naming places, why they did not use solid sound to teach escape from the earth bones, nor nourished them with frozen flames. The word I shall have once written of, this art our lesser cousins speak of when their admirable ignorance. But neither words nor experience cleanses the essence of the strange and terrible ways of defying our ancestors' transient rules. The translation ends with a comment in Dwemer in a different hand, which you may be translated as follows. Put down your ardent cutting globes, Nibthuld. Your Aldmeris has the correct words, but they cannot be properly misinterpreted. Interesting. There's the alchemy lab. Well, let's go check out these palisades. A couple of buckets here, which I'm hoping are free to take. They are. It's good. Let's have a look in here. Little empty stable. Here's Atub's palisade. It's empty. What's over here? A few things, all free to take. Fire, there's another bucket, free to take. By the Longhouse, a couple buckets, free to take. And here's Ogle.
Our tribe has survived this long without you interfering. We'll be fine. Our tribe has survived this long without you interfering. We'll be fine.
Alright, nothing left except the Longhouse proper, where I assume we'll be able to talk to and pickpocket Yamars and Atub. There's a full set of orcish armor on this altar, along with that.
Our tribe has survived this long without you interfering.
The Largashbur Longhouse.
It is time, Yamars.
Atub has the Northwatch Captain's key. That makes absolutely no sense. That's definitely a glitch, and I'm not going to take it.
You bring an outsider here, and now insist I call on Malacath for help, when he has clearly forsaken me.
Let's steal Yamars' steel shield.
You try my patience, Atub.
Atub.
Doing nothing will not grant our tribe relief from this curse. We must try.
Fine. Let's get this over with.
They're both too busy to talk to me, but I believe they're going to leave the Longhouse empty, which will make clearing it out quite easy. Well, this is fantastic. Another master-locked chest. Let's take care of this. Yes! We'll just go end to end in the Longhouse here. We've read Brief History of the Empire V2. That coin purse hiding under the bed. We've read Real Baron's Aya. We've read Thief of Virtue. Dresser's empty. End table's empty. Could reach those jazzberry grapes. Good. Let's head over here, get this stuff. So we've pickpocketed everybody. We just need to speak to Yamars and Atub as soon as they're available. And then we'll be finished. After the Longhouse is cleared, of course. Wolf Queen V2 we've read. Chance's Folly we've read. Brief History of the Empire V1. Argonian Account Book 1. All read. What about over here? The True Nature of Orcs. I'm pretty sure we've read that already. Yes, we have. Good. Empty fertilizer, so we'll just take the book. Let's head this direction. Leave that boss chest for last. Just in case something good's in there. Ooh, it's unlocked even. And it has nothing that great, naturally. Okay, let's head outside then.
Now we begin the ritual. Great Malacath, beseech you, aid us in our time of need.
Why are we bothering with this?
You pathetic weakling!
What's that?
Malacath has heard my pleas. He speaks to us.
You dare summon me, Yamars?
What? What is this?
You don't deserve to call yourself an orc. You're weak, you're small, and you're an embarrassment. You let giants, overrun my shrine. Bring me their leader's club as an offering, and I might release you from this curse.
So it will be. Malacath is your path is clear.
Very well. You, outsider, come here. I want a word.
Speak with Yamars. We'll do that in a second. Malacath has spoken to his followers and expressed disappointment in them. He is angry they allowed his shrine to be desecrated, and has commanded the chieftain of Largashbur, Yamars, to return to the shrine and reclaim it. Where'd Atub go?
This is all your fault, you know. I'm stuck fighting a giant now, thanks to you. So you're going to help me. You're going with me, and you're going to make sure I don't have any trouble reaching that giant. Don't worry, I'll make it worth your while.
What do you want me to do?
This giant, it's not the only thing in the Fallowstone Cave. Getting to it isn't going to be easy. You're going to clear a path to the giant so I can conserve my strength. I'll make sure you're paid for it. So you meet me at Fallowstone Cave, and I'll get this over with. I can have my tribe back, and you can leave us alone.
Meet Yamars at Fallowstone Cave. Despite being specifically instructed by Malacath to see to it himself, Yamars wants my help in defeating the giants that have overrun Fallowstone Cave and the Shrine of Malacath. He's promised to pay me in exchange for making sure he arrives there safely. We will do that.
Our tribe has survived this long without you interfering. We'll be fine.
We'll meet him when we're good and ready. It'll happen kinda soon. There are lots of places between here and Fallowstone that I want to explore. Let's visit Atub.
Please, help Yamars. Do whatever you can. Our tribe depends on you.
Alright,
You must help us appease Malacath.
that's it. All we have to do is offload, and this little endeavor will be done. So most of the orc strongholds are going to be laid out just like this one. Well, they all are. There are only 4, including this one. So the 3 others will have the wooden palisade, or the wooden fence surrounding the whole thing, the longhouse with a cellar, and outbuildings in that fashion. And that's just about all we're going to see. I forgot to fast travel here, so we're going to have to slow walk to the horse. I apologize for that. Anyway, 2 little callbacks to Morrowind back there in Largashbur. Those of you who did the Mages Guild questline in Morrowind may remember the buffoonish archmage Trebonius Artorius in that game. He sends you on a quest to discover what happened to the dwarves. Just, you know, he thinks he should give you something to do, so he says, yeah, well, go find out what happened to him. Off with you. And that's all the guidance you ever get on the quest. Morrowind was a much less hand-holdy game than this one. But there actually was a way to solve the quest. You had to, but you know, the game would give you no indication of that. But down at the very bottom of some big, difficult Dwemer ruins, you would find books. Specifically, you needed to find 3. That Hanging Gardens book was one of them. And then once you had the 3 books, you could take them to the last surviving dwarf, Yagrum Bagarn, in the Corpusarium out at Tel Fir, and using the 3 books, he could translate the Dwemer language and, you know, decipher what happened to the dwarves. And the funny thing about finishing the quest was the game never told you, the player, what happened to them. Just said, oh good, you figured it out. And you could turn in the quest and it would be completed, and your reward for all that effort was a peaceful route to becoming the Archmage. The other more straightforward way to become the Archmage is to duel Trebonius in the arena, which you actually kind of want to do, even if you solve the Dwarves quest, because Trebonius held the Necromancer's Amulet, which was way better in that game than it is in this one. Yes, I have an encyclopedic knowledge of most Elder Scrolls games. Some would call that depressing. I'm happy about it. There's the horse. Let's head to the Thieves Guild. You cannot fast travel at this time. Let's allow the animation to finish and try again. Well, I guess I was wrong about lockpicking being the last skill to hit 100. Of course, I've never done that thing where I break all the spare picks I find before now. That may have something to do with speeding it up. Down here, doing a good old-fashioned offload. We're done with factional questing until we get to Windtown, which is our next city, but that's a ways away.
What did you need? Good luck in solitude. Keep Golemai alive, but remind him who we are.
What in the name of oblivion is going on in this place?
I know what you mean. Things don't start getting better soon. I may look for work outside.
Hey, I still have a problem in town, but I really have some workers.
That's not.
I'm going to tell y'all a little secret you might not have known. Don't get me wrong, I'm really, really happy. I love my day job, even if it has cut into my Skyrim time. But being a lawyer is difficult work. It's the first mentally challenging job I've ever had, and by the end of that day, when I leave the office, I'm tired in a way I've never been tired before. I'm mentally, rather than physically, exhausted. It's awesome, but it's tough. Alright,
Welcome to the... Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Take all this shit so I can move. Oh, I never did manage to kill those goats. Well, I'll go back and do that at night. It should be easier. And I'll just make that a pit stop on the way to Lakeview, where I would need to take the horns anyway. That's right, I completely forgot about the goats. I got carried away reminiscing about Morrowind when I was reading The Battle of Red Mountain. crazy. Nice and even.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's reset her once.
How did you do that?
What's the matter with you? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
If you're looking, take a look.
Okay, that was easy. Damn it, I'm gonna have to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Not you. You.
What was that?
You're pushing your luck. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you
Alright.
Stick to the rules.
This should be
Trinkets,
the last
odds and
one.
ends, that sort of thing.
I hope anyway. Good.
All right then.
Let's get that bow back out. We're gonna need it to stealthily eliminate those goats. How many more horns do I still need anyway? 8. I still need 8 more goat horns.
You wanna talk to me?
Alright, back to Largashbur. This should be quite a bit easier now.
Someone there? Lay down your weapons.
Oops. Well, they're gonna hear it. But if I hide...
By the code of Malacath, you must pay blood price for your crimes. Which will it be? Blood or gold? Never should have.
How did they catch me? Really, just how do they know it's me? Are they watching? Can they see where the arrow comes from? I don't think so. Last witness killed. Bounty removed. Well, that's just awesome. I should be good then. I don't care about my lifetime bounty. Nope, we're good. There's 1 horns. And there's another. Good. Now I only need 6. Let's retrieve the arrow I shot into the fence. And let's head back to Lakeview.
Honored to see you again, my
It means so much. We have a cozy little profit. Here, this is your share,
I
Mom.
was hoping Camilla's store would be boring, but it won't kill me to carry through 2 goat legs and 2 goat hides to the next video. I guess it won't kill me. This is my house, douche nozzle.
You're home. Did you bring me anything? Wow. Oh, stop teasing me.
Well, I thought maybe she wanted a goat leg. Om nom nom. Alas not. Okay. That's it. Let's fast travel back to Largashbur. That'll be our starting point for the next video. So we've got this whole southern area to cover, and Riften, as you can already easily see, is not the farthest southeast place we'll be going, not by a long shot. Oh. Let's head back to Largashbur, and we will end the video there. And here we go. Make sure I got that. Oh, I didn't. Good. Alright, everybody. This has been Let's Play Skyrim. Next time, we'll continue tracking the mountains east. You can actually already see our next location there, Darklight Tower. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.